Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Paul. Here I'm doing the hosting this time. I'm here with Callum. We're going to preview the next game for Everton. It's going to be Aston Villa away. It's going to be this Saturday coming, only 5 days removed from the Monday night victory over Burnley. Aston Villa are a team that has really done some transfer business over the summer window. They've sold Jack Grealish. They've brought in a lot of other interesting names, a couple of players who Everton ourselves were linked with, and fans were disappointed to see us not get. They're a team, basically, I think, who have got very similar ambitions to Everton this season. They're looking to get in the top 8 and maybe beyond, get into European football, maybe do something in a cup, just basically show that there is growth and that they are a club that is going forwards and has a project that is looking like it's going in the right direction, and it's a team that everyone should look out for and be excited about. So this is going to be probably, I think, our toughest test of the season so far. It's our 5th league fixture. So what are your initial thoughts, Callum? I mean, what do you think of Aston Villa so far? What have you thought of what the business have done in the summer? Are they a team that you consider a rival this season? Or
the business has been very good. The performances on the pitch, not so much. I think, like I said, I've said this on multiple channels, it's going to take a while for that attack to gel. It is, they played well against Newcastle. I don't think they played particularly well against Brentford. They let Brentford control the game.
Yeah,
Brentford are a bad side, but
yeah, they were very. Who did they get beat to? Was it
Chelsea?
Was it against
them? Watford beat them.
Chelsea, yeah. Watford. That was the game I was thinking of. Was Watford the first game of the season where they went 3-0 down?
Yeah, like they played a lot better against Chelsea, though. I've got it up here: 18 shots, 6 on target. There was an improvement against Chelsea, but there wasn't any
points to go with it. Yeah.
The only reason it ended 3-2 was because of 97th minute penalty. You know what I mean? And I just think Villa's defense isn't as good as everyone made out. Personally, I've said this the entire time. I think Villa's defense is very overrated. I think they've got good they've got good individuals, but I don't like. There's no way Ashley Young should be our starting left back. I don't care if he just won a Serie A title.
Yeah, I forgot. Ashley Young went back to Aston Villa this summer.
I don't think he's regular. That's just one lineup. I think it is still Matty Target, but yeah, it is. But even it's against like. I just think they seem to like to experiment a lot from Villa. Everything I've got here, 4-2-3-1 against Newcastle, 4-1-4-1 against Brentford, with people like Chukwuemeka starting and Ashley Young starting in midfield. I think they've got a few injuries as well. I think they've been hit quite hard. Like if I just Google Aston Villa injuries right now really quickly, I think
they've got a few players out, haven't they?
I think they've been hit. I think some of them do come back against us though. I think typical look for us. The entire squad just we
mentioned it in the last video, in the Burnley extra time segments, just when we touched upon the Aston Villa game briefly. They're Argentinian players who went abroad to take part in the international break, even though they were told not to do it. Is it Buendia and the goalkeeper Martinez?
Yeah, I think this says they're back.
They're going to be available.
I don't know if they'll play. Yeah, it says here.
I imagine it says here. Yeah.
Emiliano Martinez and Emi Buendia returned from their quarantine after playing for Argentina. Smith will have almost every player available to him, and with it, an expectation to start picking up results. My problem is he going to... I don't think he's going to chuck them all in together.
Well, I think he's going to... Well, based on what you just said, I think the fact that they need points means he hasn't got much of a choice.
I know, but at the same time, does he also want to take the other risk of chucking Bailey, Ings, Watkins, Buendia all out there on the same pitch, and then they have no chemistry with each other? And it'd be a prop. To put it simply, it's a real Everton thing to do, isn't it? Just throw all the new signings out there, especially when 2 of them have had to isolate as well. So, you'd hope that they've been keeping fitness, but you never know. And then, I don't even think they were in England either. Didn't they have to isolate in a different country?
I think so. Yeah, the Argentines who went over for the international break.
So, I don't know if they're back.
Yeah.
I think I could easily see Martinez playing, Buendia coming off the bench, or it might be like they've been doing where Leon Bailey's been coming off the bench. But, I am worried about Villa because my thing is with Villa looking here, after us, they've got Chelsea, United, Tottenham, Wolves, Arsenal, West Ham. They've got a real tough fixture list coming up after us. I know we've got Man U after Norwich, but we've also got basically, hopefully, what should be 3 points against Norwich.
We've got West Ham away coming up as well.
Yeah, Man United as well, I think, is after Norwich.
Yeah.
So I know we've got a difficult fixture list too. But unlike, Villa, it's like I've said to someone, for example, if we beat Villa and beat Norwich, we can afford to lose to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, you could, judging off that fixture list for Villa that you just reeled off, you can see them taking a few drubbins in that, can't you?
Yeah. But also, that might mean Villa come out flying from the start and we can catch them. I think Rafa's going to look at this and Rafa's going to have something sorted out in his head because I think Villa are dangerous, but I also think there are ways to nullify Villa because it's a new attack. It's an attack that haven't been together very long. So, I'm sorry to Villa fans, but you don't figure each other out in 5 games. You just don't.
No.
It takes probably at least a good quarter of a season to really start understanding each other. Like, for example, against Burnley, Damari Gray will make some runs sometimes, or Townsend will make a run and we miss them, and the players miss them. Because I think signing Gray really early on helped for him to integrate in. But I think it's still, with us, we're integrating 2 wingers. Their entire attack is different.
Yeah. I mean, they're in a similar situation to what we were in 2018, where they've lost their best player. When we sold Lukaku, they sold Grealish, and on paper, you'd think that they've bought players who would come in, and overall maybe they're stronger. They've sold one absolutely world class player, but they've signed 3 or 4 really, really good players who, on balance of it, should make the team at least just as good as it was. But as you pointed out, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't click as quickly as it does. I mean, it doesn't click as quickly as you want it to. I mean, I don't think they're in quite as much disarray as we were in back then when we had the likes of Sandro and Klassen and Rooney and
players.
Sigurdsson and Michael Keane and Pickford. They all came in the same window, and we were trying to basically integrate them all at the same time. There was that famous game against Stoke, which we actually managed to win, wasn't it? 1-0. Rooney's header.
Calvert-Lewin at right back?
I think it was, yeah. It was basically the first game of that season where we had all the new signings on the pitch, and it was just an absolutely crazy lineup, and we still managed to win the game. But it's one of them now, whenever anyone remembers it, whenever the screenshot of the team that day comes out on Twitter, and people post on Twitter, it kind of just makes everyone roll their eyes thinking, oh my God, look at the state of that at the time. So Villa are in a sort of a similar situation where they're all trying to gel, they're all trying to find a system that works. They're trying to find what their best settled 11 is. I mean, you said you weren't sure whether Dean Smith would put them all on the pitch at the same time to avoid those problems, but I think he's at the point now where they've got to. They haven't picked up as many points as they probably thought they were going to in the first couple of games. They've got a very hard fixture list coming up. They need to get a win on the board. They really need to. And the best chance to get a win on the board is by putting your best players out on the pitch together and just let them figure it out. They're going to have to gel eventually, and they're not going to gel unless they start getting on the pitch playing together. So you'd think if you're Aston Villa, the way they're looking at it, this is the type of game, Everton at home, where we do just put them out there and hopefully they manage to figure it out and get some chemistry built up. So, I mean, Aston Villa, I consider them a rival this season. I think if they don't finish in the top 8, they should be massively disappointed with that, considering the business they've done. They've signed Leon Bailey, who we were tracking for years, and a lot of Evertonians are gutted we didn't get him. Danny Ings, who, no matter what you feel about him, Danny Ings, if he stays fit the entire season, should be getting double figures for you easily.
You've got 20 side as well.
Yeah, you've got players like John McGinn, who I think is really underrated. He's a good player. He makes a difference over the course of the season. They've got Emi Martinez in goal, who I think is one of the best 4 or 5 keepers in the league, especially when he's on form. He's been one of the best 4 or 5 keepers in the league on the last 12 months. So they've got a very strong squad. Their only issue is just getting them all in there together and waiting for it to click and waiting for everyone to just settle in. So maybe they'll be better next season. That'll be when we see the best of these new players. But I still think their aim this season should be top 8. and getting into European football, and that's what Everton's realistically is. So I'm worried about them, but for this game, I think we might just catch them out a little bit, as you hinted at, maybe with all the sort of disarray, if that's the right word, that's going on there. They've got players who are injured, players who are banned 1 minute and they're not banned, players who are self-isolating in different countries because they've gone abroad to play for the international football. Hopefully we get them all back and they're just kind of caught on the hop a little bit. I mean, we have a settled team now, don't we? We've got an injury to Calvert-Lewin, obviously, and God knows what's going on with James Rodriguez, but it's our start 11, you'd think, for the next couple of weeks is settled now. We know who we're going to go with, and there's not going to be any major surprises unless, hopefully not, hopefully no one else gets an injury midweek or anything. But I think I'm pretty confident I could name Everton's starting 11 for you now. Whereas if you asked me to name Villa's starting 11, I could probably come up with 3 different ones for you. So I'm hoping that we kind of catch them out and maybe we can go there and sneak a win like we did against Brighton, where, okay, we don't absolutely play them off the park. Maybe we ride our luck a little bit, but we are just, because we're settled and because we're in a good place mentally, we just take our chances when they arrive, and maybe they're sort of scuffing their lines a little bit, or maybe certain players are making mistakes because they're just not fully settled into their role in the team yet. So, I mean, before we go on to the predictions, what team would you like to see Everton line up with? Do you want to see us try again with the 5 at the back? Do you want to see us get rid of that completely? I mean, what if, let's just say every player apart from Calvert-Lewin is available because James Rodriguez is back in training now. Every player apart from Calvert-Lewin is available. What's your starting 11 for Everton at the weekend?
Right, so we've got, just stick with the 4-2-3-1. It works. And before I go into this, it does say here Emiliano Martinez and Buendia, who's got the same first name, so I'm not saying that first name twice, are doubts for the game due to lack of fitness because of quarantine regulations. So it looks like we might be playing against Jed Steer instead of Martinez.
I think if either one of them plays, it'll be Martinez. I'll be very surprised if Martinez doesn't play. I think maybe Buendia will be on the bench, but I think Martinez will play.
Buendia might be more likely, because if your keeper's not fit, you do not risk it. You do not risk it.
Well, I mean, he's not got an injury, has he? I mean, I wouldn't see why.
No, but if he's not fit, and if, you know, for example, let's say we play anything like Watford, which I think we will, where we'll just let them have the ball and we'll catch them on the counter, like it's not very hard to do against Villa. Then do they want? I understand Martinez is good, but do they want a Martinez at 3/4 fitness who can't fully extend to make those saves like he'd be able to if he was fully fit?
I mean, how long's he? I mean, I assume if they've been isolating, then they can't be training. How long have they had to isolate for?
Well, I think they literally came back. I think it'll have been a few days ago.
So they were isolating for about a week or so.
It'll have been, about a week, and then they've had to come back to England and then come back to training. So unless both of them are absolute machines in training, because it says Leon Bailey and Morgan Sanson are fit, but it says it doesn't look like them two will be available. But for Everton, Pickford, Coleman, Mina, Godfrey, Digne, Alan Decore. Townsend can't not play. Townsend. Oh, actually, you know what?
Thinking of throwing a Wolby in, or
no? I'm thinking of throwing James in.
You
know what? No, I think James will come off the bench. Townsend, Gray.
I do.
Oh no, you know what? No, he's going to play. I think he's going to play because I keep forgetting Dom's injured. So Townsend, James, Gray, Richarlison. Because I feel like this is a good game for James. Because if James comes up and puts a bang against Villa, and I do think he's going to work hard to get back in the team. I do think now that James is here, he's going to work hard. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's Iwobi with James off the bench at all. But I'd like to see James get a start. Or maybe it would, you know what, maybe it would be better for Norwich. Easier game. But I think we will see James against Villa, whether that's starting or off the bench. I think we will see James Rodriguez.
My team, my starting 11 would be Pickford's in goal, Coleman, Mina, Godfrey, Dean, Decore, Alan, just like you would have all of them. I would start Townsend again. I think he merits it after his cracking performance against Burnley. I mean, I don't think he'll be an automatic first choice starter over the course of the season. I think there will be times when he comes out the team, but I think right now the form he's in, you should leave him in there. He justifies his place. Same for Damari Gray. So there'd be your wide players. I don't see us starting Rodriguez, even if he's fit to start, because we know what Benitez is demanding of the team. He wants everyone to be basically super committed, super fit. Everyone contributing to the both defence and the attack. I mean, I agree with you when you say Rodriguez, now that he's definitely going to be here until January at least, I do think he'll knuckle down. I don't think he's just going to sit around sulking and stropping and, not putting the effort in training. I think he is a professional in that sense. He is a player who, when he will accept his lot type thing, until the transfer window opens, he will just get on with it as best he can until the opportunity to move comes up again. I think he'll be on the bench, but I think we'll start with Richarlison up front, and I think we'll probably bring Gomez into the team. I think I can see us doing a 4-3-3, basically playing the side that we were from 60 minutes on against Burnley. I think, I would like to see Godfrey start over Keane, but I think Keane might just creep in. It'll be Mina at the back with either Keane or Godfrey. I would like it to be Godfrey, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's Keane. And I suppose it would be justified considering Keane's just had a game where he scores, and he was pretty good the week before against Brighton. So I don't see Rodriguez starting. I can see Rodriguez coming on in after maybe the hour mark, maybe for the last 20 or so minutes, especially if the game's on a knife edge where we need to just get a goal to get back in it, or a goal just to kill it off type thing. If we're about 3-0 up and the game is basically in a very comfortable phase for us, then I don't think we'll put him on, because there'll be no need to do it. We don't need a luxury player on when we're winning and we're just trying to see the game out. We'll only put a luxury player on when the game is at the point where it's there to be won, and we just need to throw someone on who's got that extra bit of quality who could come on and make the difference. So I think we'll start with Gomez in the middle just to win the midfield battle and do what he did against Burnley, which is just allow Toure a bit more freedom and someone there to support Alan. Richarlison will start up front again. I think we will see Rondon again as well. Rondon will come off the bench again. I wouldn't be surprised if Richarlison gets substituted and goes off in a huff again, because when Richarlison plays up front as a number 9, when he starts in that position, I just don't seem to remember him ever completing 90 minutes. He does 90 minutes when he's out wide, but I think when he plays up front on his own, then it's very easy for the manager to just pull him off and say, right, you've put a good shift in there, you've ran your heart out, I'm going to basically just change it up and allow you some rest. And being the type of player he is, he doesn't ever want to come off under any circumstances, does he? But I think that will be what happens again. We'll start with Richarlison as number 9. He'll put a real shift in for 70, 80 minutes, and then we'll bring him off for Rondon or somebody in the final period of the game. But I do think we will see James Rodriguez. I think that will be one of the talking points of the day when we put Rodriguez on the pitch. I mean, ideally, if what we're doing, if it goes the way I described before, we're winning the game and we're looking comfortable and we don't need to put him on. But I see a scenario where we do put him on for maybe the last 20 minutes in hope that he can basically help get us the 3 points. And then it'll be interesting to see what he actually does. Will he come on and just basically be a bit selfish and just trying to do things at his own pace, and then everyone gets frustrated at him thinking, right, he's not showing the same commitment and work rate that all the other players have been doing. Right, we'll go to the predictions then, Callum, mate. I'll go first. I've got a feeling I think we're going to nick this, I really do. I mean, I don't typically like predicting Everton to win away game. I mean, I like doing it. That came out wrong, but I don't typically predict Everton to win away games against teams who I think are going to finish in and around the same place we're going to be this season, because we just haven't got a record of going and winning tough away games in the last few years. But I didn't think we'd beat Brighton, and we did it quite handsomely. And I really feared that we'd be second best team against Leeds. I was hoping and praying that we'd just get a draw, and if there was any team that should have won the Leeds game, it definitely should have been us. So I'm going to try and be a bit more positive, and I think we're going to pip Aston Villa here, because taking into account everything we've spoken about, the fact that they've got players who are not available, players who might be available, players who have isolated, players who are injured, players who are brand new and haven't found the feet yet. Dean Smith doesn't know what their best system is, it seems, or what their best 11 is. I just think with Everton being as settled as we are, I mean, and having nearly a fully fit squad now, other than Calvert-Lewin, I just think that there's a lot of things going in our favour, and I've got a feeling we're going to pull it off. I really do. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Everton victory, similar to the Brighton game. I think we might have to ride our luck. I think Aston Villa will be in the game on the level of chances, but I can just see something similar where maybe they'll come out of the game ruin the missed opportunities, and Everton just are ruthless enough to take our chances when they come, and we'll walk away with a very handsome, healthy away victory and another 3 points. So I'll go for a 2-0, and the goal scorers I predict, I think Richarlison will get one. He'll get back on the score sheet this week, and I think Toffee might pop up with one as well. You know, I mean, he was unlucky not to get one against Burnley. He was, for me, the man of the match. He got 2 assists, and he had a goal that was ruled out for offside. He should have scored, and he deserved to. But Toffee, I think, has been our player of the season so far, other than maybe Damari Gray. But Toffee's been an absolute beast under Benitez, and he's getting forward a lot more and seems to have really embraced the extra responsibility he's been given. I can see Toffee getting on the score sheet as well. So I'm going to go for an Everton 2-0 away victory to keep up the wave of positivity. What do you think, mate? Do you think we can win, or would you be happy with a draw?
I think I agree with you. I think we're going to win. I think from everything I'm reading, I think we might get lucky and we might see both the Argentinians not playing. And don't get me wrong, they've got plenty of quality without them, but I think without Martinez in goal, I think we can definitely put at least 2 past them. I think we'll win 2-1. If I'm going to give an exact score, because I think we seemingly seem to control games better away from home.
Yeah, it suits our new discipline style, doesn't it? Benitez's teams have always typically. I can't think of a Benitez team ever that goes away from home and just sort of shrinks win themselves. Maybe there's surely been the odd game down the years where he's gone away and his teams are put in a stinker of performance, but he's not the type of manager whose teams, because as they say, teams are a reflection of the manager. On the pitch, they're a reflection of the manager on the sideline. Benitez's teams don't sort of shrink under pressure. They don't sort of go to this away stadiums and just kind of think, oh my God, we're just here to survive. They kind of just go there and do their jobs, and a lot of times the job's enough. If they do the job correctly, it's enough to get the win, isn't it? So
yeah, I think if I'm giving goal scorers, I think Richarlison's going to have a bounce back game. I think he suits playing against a team like Villa a lot more than he does Burnley. I think they've got 2 fantastic centre backs, but I think with someone like Konza, for example, I think he can battle back a little bit more. I think if he tries to battle with Mings, he's going to get himself killed. But I think he can kind of battle with Konza, even though I think Konza's technically the better defender. And I just think Villa might fly forward and see how we performed in the first half against Burnley. And I think if Rafa knows that, Rafa might try to deceive Burnley, if you know what I mean, in a weird way. Having, make us look a little bit like we might not
win the tactical battle with Dean Smith,
which I honestly don't think is very difficult. No offense to Dean. No offense to Dean Smith. I think he's a good manager, but I don't think he should ever be out coaching Rafa Benitez. And I do think this is going to be my touch wood. I'm going to go for the optimistic one. James Rodriguez is going to come on and score the winning goal for us.
I
think when he's on and when he plays for Everton and he's on it, he always seems to be involved in a goal. And I think he will be again, because I just think whether it's something like the Leicester game or whether he pops up at the back post for an easy tap in, I think James will be there. I want to say Damari Gray is going to keep the streak going, but if I say that, then it'll stop. So I'm going to purposely not say Damari Gray. But yeah, I think Richarlison's going to get his first goal. I think it'll be his first goal of the season.
Did
he score against Leeds?
No, Calvert-Lewin took the penalty, didn't he? And I think Damari Gray scored against Leeds.
Yeah, so it will. No, I think he might have scored against Southampton.
Yeah, he did. He scored against Southampton, but he's not scored since then, and he seems like he's in a bit of a mood about it. That's why he's been stroppy the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I think Richarlison's going to get back on the score sheet, and I think James is going to hopefully return and score. I'm hoping I can put a bit of optimism on that.
I mean, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if James does end up being the difference maker. As we said earlier, if he is going to play, then I think he's going to come off the bench and he'll be that player who we bring on, hopefully to win us the game when it's kind of in the balance. And James Rodriguez, against Villa's defence, they're the type of defence who he would want to come on and make an impact against. I mean, Tyrone Mings is a defender for me, very much in the Michael Keane mould, where he's basic. He's not. He can do the simple things very well. He can sit deep. He can win headers. He can mark his man when it's. He can read the play when it's in front of him, sort of thing, and it's a bit slow. And there's not a lot of like individual magic. Like if he's got an absolute whiz kid running at him or just some world class offensive player, then he can basically be a bit out of his depth trying to mark them. I mean, he's a bit clumsy, hasn't he? Did he give away a penalty the first weeks of the season as well?
You know what? Actually, I think Demarai Gray is going to score. And hear me out. This is why. I thought I was right. Demarai Gray is a graduate of Birmingham City. So let's hope he doesn't like Aston Villa and he's desperate to score against them.
He will be. He will be. Well, he's got to stop scoring eventually, hasn't he? So I think we're going to win 2-0. My goal scorers would be Richarlison as well as you, but I can see Decore popping up and getting a goal. But I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Rodriguez is the difference maker. Because, as I said, a player like him, I think he would have a field day if he came on and was able to just run at the likes of Tyrone Mings, especially when it's 70, 80 minutes into a game and Mings has been given the run around by Richarlison all afternoon and Rodriguez is coming on fresh and with a point to prove. So I'm really upbeat about this. I'm confident we can get a win. I don't think a draw would be the worst result in the world.
No,
if we got a draw, I mean, if you offer me a draw now, I wouldn't take it, but I wouldn't be too disappointed if we do draw because it keeps the unbeaten run going, doesn't it? And as we said, Villa are a team who I think are going to be up amongst it this season. They're going to be looking to finish above Everton, definitely, aren't they? We're looking to finish above them. And if you can not get beat, if you can go the season without getting beat by any of the teams around you, then that's brilliant, isn't it? So as long as we don't get beat, then it's not a bad result. But I think we're going to win this personally. I'm going to go for a 2-0. You're going to go for a 2-1.
Yeah, as well. Because I think we need this because, we beat Villa, we beat Norwich. Then we go in against United, who will have just played against Villarreal 3 days previous. September is a 30-day month. So 3 days. Then 3 days after playing Villarreal, they have to play us. Then they get a bit of a break. But yeah, I think if we can go against the tired United, having, if I'm right, if, we beat both these teams, winning 5 and drawing 1 and not losing yet, that might really give the players the confidence to walk into Old Trafford and go, why can't we do this? And then if we beat United, I don't think we will. I think we'll beat Villa and Norwich and then lose to United. But there's a very real situation that is this Everton team, after just like last season, could be top of the league after 7 games.
Be great, wouldn't it, if that happens?
I'd be worried. I'd be really worried. I'd be like it's going to happen to us again.
I mean, I'd be worried if it was Aston Villa and they took the lead against us, considering the way we've kind of ended that hoodoo. For me, if we win this game against Aston Villa, then that's the biggest win of the season because
100%.
I know Aston Villa have had a mixed start, haven't they? I mean, how many points are they on? Is it 4 out of 4? 5 out of 4? They've lost once.
They're 12, I know that.
Yeah. They've won a game and they've lost a game.
4 with a -2 goal difference.
Yeah, so they've won 1, drawn 1, lost 2, and with the run they're coming up for them, the next few games they have lined up, they need 3 points here, so they're going to be up for it, bang up for it, you'd imagine. So if we can go here and get a win against them, for me, that's the biggest result of Benitez's tenure so far because, yeah, it was great to beat Brighton away when they were in form, but Aston Villa are going to finish above Brighton this season. I would bet a hefty amount of money on that. They're a better team than Brighton are. Maybe don't have a better manager, but they've got better personnel.
When the quality starts rolling, I think this is the best time to play them.
Better squad than Brighton. So beating Villa away is a bigger scalp than beating Brighton, no matter what the form table suggests. Southampton aren't they? They're not particularly I mean, I don't think they're a dreadful side, but they're not a side that's going to get anywhere near the top half for me. Leeds was a hard one for me because it was more the circumstances rather than the team we were playing. It was at a full Island Road for the first time in a year and a half. But we've seen Leeds over the last couple of weeks, the amount of chances we had against them and the way Liverpool put them to the sword. They're going to be a team that concedes a lot of goals this season, and it will struggle somewhat. I don't think they'd be in a relegation battle, but they're not going to be as good as they were last season. So
they'll be around like 12th to 14th, I think.
Yeah. So my point basically is I think Aston Villa, despite the fact that they've only got 4 points out of 4 so far, are the best team we've come against. And if we beat them, then that would be the biggest win of Benitez's tenure. And it would really, I think, make Evertonians who are happy with the way things are going, we're positive, we're upbeat, we're happy that we've had a good start. But it would make us think, right, we've just gone and beaten Villa away now. And Villa have a lot of players who they signed in the summer who we wanted, who they beat us to. And if we can go there and beat them with our 1.7 net spend, then that gives everyone a reason to think, right, we can really actually kick on and do something now and really get up amongst it in the European places and really look to achieve something. So I would really be positive and looking forward to what the rest of the season holds. If we can go and get a result against Villa, which I'm quietly confident we can. So that's my prediction for it, at 2-0. You're going to go for a 2-1, Callum. So
Yep.
we're both going for a win for Everton. Let's hope that we get that. Leave your predictions below. But this has been the preview show for Aston Villa versus Everton. It's going to be on Saturday. And is it a 3 o'clock kickoff? I believe so.
No, I think it's half
Think
five.
Is it 5:30? So is it going to be televised?
I hope so. It's Everton versus Aston Villa, man. It's a big game.
Well, it is a big game, but not according to the Premier League and all their millions and millions of subscribers in.
No, even compared
China,
to them. I mean, add all the trophies up.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a long
5:30,
time,
yeah.
but add all the trophies up.
It's the most played fixture in English football.
Yeah, I think it's half five.
Top
Yeah,
flight
it's
football. It is. Yeah.
Half five is 100% on TV.
Yeah, it's going to be 5:30. Aston Villa 7. If it's not the most played game in English football, it's the most played game in English top flight football. So it is a very historic fixture, and it's a fixture that I do enjoy because I think Aston Villa are a club who are similar to Everton in kind of what their stature is in the game. They're a big club. They're not a super club, but they've got ambitions to get there.
Yeah.
And I think those are very fair ambitions, considering they've got owners who are willing to come in and spend money. I'm looking forward to this. I'm confident that we can get a win. Everything's going right for Everton at the minute. Things are not necessarily going the way Aston Villa planned. So hopefully we catch them on the hop and we can pickpocket them and get a nice 3 points to add to our 10 points we've already got on the board and keep us up amongst the higher echelons of the table. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please drop us a like and a subscription below. If you've got any thoughts, please leave a comment. And if you'd like to take part in the video at any point coming up in the next couple of weeks, then please just drop us a line. We'd be more than welcome. You'd be more than welcome to come on and speak to us. We're always looking for new contributors on the website and on the YouTube channels as well. So let's look forward to this one. And thank you very much for watching. This has been Paul and Callum at the Toffee Blues. And let's hope that Everton can give us a brilliant Saturday. Thanks for watching.